What is going on, everybody? It's TJM Bricks, and today in this video we're going to be going worst to best from the LEGO Ninjago Legacy line. This line went from 2019 all the way to 2021, and we got 25 sets from it. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Starting us off, we have the Monastery Training set. Now obviously for these smaller sets, I'm not really going to go too in deep with them. There's not too much to say about them. Obviously this one, it's pretty nice. It's honestly kind of like smaller sets that we got in the beginning of Ninjago, so it's nice for them to kind of revisit that for Legacy, but I'm not going to say too much about it. But this is my least favorite set out of the Legacy line. Next up, we have Kai's Fire Dragon. Now, this one actually isn't too bad, being a 4+ set. It does not look half bad at all. I do love the little dragon. It comes with a little side build, comes with Garmadon, it comes with Kai, so overall, pretty nice set, but not one of my favorites. Next up, we have the Stormfighter Battle. This one looks a little bit nicer. We're getting a little bit bigger in size. We have a nice little temple side build along with the little quad, and of course Jay's fighter jet, just in a smaller scale for 4+. Keeping us on the track of 4+, we have Jay's Electro Mech. This one actually isn't terrible. The mech looks pretty decent for 4+. Comes with a bunch of little side builds, comes with decent character selection, and it's not too bad. Has some little play features in it. Overall, not a terrible 4+ set. Next up, we have Kai's Blade Cycle set. This one obviously isn't too much to it. We have his nice little bike along with 2 side builds. You know, it's a little Ninjago set. Nothing too much to say about it. Next up, we have the 4+ Final Flight of Destiny's Bounty. I do believe this is the last 4+ set of this wave. This is obviously the best 4+ set out of all of them. I do wish that they made this as a bigger set, as it is one of my favorite sets. The actual Final Flight of Destiny's Bounty, I do own it, and it is an awesome set. Now, I do feel like they kind of missed out on a little opportunity here to bring back Morrow in a Legacy wave, but it is what it is. Obviously, you know, that's 2020-ish. I think this one got released, or 2021. I'm not sure exactly, but it's pretty nice. Obviously, it's a nice little mini Destiny's Bounty for people who can't maybe afford the bigger bounty. So I absolutely love the idea of it, and it's 4+, so it's not too bad at all. Next up, we have the Jungle Raider. I did rate this one a little bit higher than the 4+ Final Flight of Destiny's Bounty, just because this one isn't 4+, and there is a lot more intricate details on this one than the Final Flight of Destiny's Bounty, yet it is a pretty small vehicle, but overall, it looks pretty good. Next, we have the Samurai Mech. Now, it's just called Samurai Mech, but we all know it's the Samurai X Mech. Now, this thing is pretty decent. I do love these little mechs. They are absolutely awesome, and they did a very, very good job with this one, and of course, is a good way to get Samurai X Nia. Next, we have the Golden Dragon. I do have the original one. They look pretty similar. They did a pretty good job on it. Obviously, the original one is very minimalistic. There's not much to it. It was a cheap set, but they did a pretty good job on this set. Good minifigure selection with the Golden Lloyd. So overall, I think it's pretty good. Next, we have Kai's Blade Cycle and Zane's Snowmobile. Now, this one is pretty awesome. This is just like the Kai's Blade Cycle, but actually bigger and in a real set. So it's kind of cool that we have both of those to compare. And we also do get Zane's Snowmobile, which is awesome. I do like this set a lot. I do feel like you get 2 very, very good vehicles for this price, along with a bunch of other little side builds. Now, next we have the Tournament of Elements set. This one, the build isn't all that great, and I didn't really rate it off of the build itself for this one. This one has a amazing minifigure selection, and probably is the best minifigure selection of this whole entire wave. But the build, you know, you kind of have to weigh it out because there are some amazing, amazing builds in this wave. Now, next we have Cole's Earth Driller. I think that this is obviously higher than the last one. It could be up for debate where it could land, but I think they did an amazing job with this. This is obviously a fan favorite set. That was a very old set that they brought back, which is the case with Legacy, of course, but they did a great job with it, keeping its almost original shape and everything. So I think it's pretty high up there in my opinion. And obviously the big little side build is awesome on its own. Next, we have Jay's Stormfighter. Now, I do have the original Jay Stormfighter, and honestly, I like this one 10 times better. It looks better. I love how they did more of an updated look on it. It looks incredible. Great minifigure selection as well on this one. They pretty much kept the same idea of the original one and just gave it a more updated look. I'm here for it, and I love this set. Next is the X1 Ninja Charger. Now this one is a very, very cool set in my opinion. The bike actually goes into the middle of the car, which is awesome. We get a couple of Nindroids along with Kai, Jay, and then of course the anniversary Cole. So this is a pretty important set if you want to get all of the anniversary sets, which is another thing obviously that I haven't mentioned yet, but that is amazing that Legacy did this, and it is awesome to collect all of those minifigures in itself. That alone is 10 out of 10 amazing that they did that, but this set is pretty darn cool. Next, we have the Boulder Blaster. Now, this is one that I actually really, really want. A lot of people got mad at me for rating it so high in one of my videos, but I genuinely love this build, and this is one I really, really want to get. I don't know why. I think it looks so cool. A lot of people don't like it, but I think they did a really good job on the build as well, other than just the fact that I love this set very, very much. Next, we have the Kai Fighter Jet. Now, this is another one that I own the original of, and I like this design way better as well. They just took the same thing and made it more updated. I love the idea of it. We do get a couple of the Nindroids, Kai and Lloyd. Again, I think that all of these vehicles, they did a great job with updating and just giving it more of an updated look. That's what updating means, and they did a 10 out of 10 job with it. Definitely like this set a lot. Next, we have the Overlord Dragon. Now this one was kinda, I don't know, I didn't really know where to place it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, but the Overlord isn't the best Overlord that we got. It's okay, it's just the Overlord, it's the Legacy Overlord. In my opinion, I don't really like it, but we do get Lloyd with it. But the actual dragon itself is a pretty cool concept and a pretty cool design that they did with it, so I rated it pretty much right in the middle. I think it's a pretty fair placement for it. I didn't want to place it too low, but it also didn't deserve too high of a spot. Let me know what you guys think in the comments where I should have placed this one. Next, we have the Golden Mech. Now, this one I actually do want to grab one day. I have the original Golden Mech, and again, just like all the other ones, I absolutely love this one. It looks amazing. Take away the nostalgia factor of the original stuff, and these are all 10 times better that you were able to grab fairly recently, so they're not too expensive. If you were going to grab a set and you didn't really care about nostalgia and you cared about how it actually looks and functions, I would pick the Legacy stuff. Obviously, you don't get the temple with this, but if you want to upgrade your Golden Mech or just get a Golden Mech, I would get this one. I want to get it myself, and I have the original. This one looks really, really good, and definitely want to get this one in hands. Now, next we have the Thunder Raider. This one I really did like. I probably could have placed it a little bit lower, but I don't know why. I really enjoy this build, the way it looks. I love Jay's vehicle. It looks like a snowmobile kind of vehicle thing, and of course the mech looks pretty decent. I like the vehicle more than the mech, but this is a great value set that comes with a bunch of minifigures and two really pretty solid builds. So I definitely like this set. Now next, we are getting into all of the big boy sets, the big hard-hitting ones from this wave. This got a little difficult, I'm not gonna lie. Starting us off with our heavy-hitting sets, we got the Fire Dragon Attack set. Now, this is obviously one of our bigger sets. This only has 563 pieces, though, but it is a very good-looking dragon. Not a lot of minifigures, but we do have that anniversary Nia, which, if you want to get all of them, you'd have to get this set or buy the figures separate. This is obviously a very good-looking dragon, like I said, and I don't really have any complaints with it, but it's not one of my favorite heavy-hitting sets. Let's go to the next. Next, we have Zane's Titan Mech. Now, this one is obviously a very good one. It was really difficult for me because all of these are really great, and everyone's going to have something to say about where I placed them, so I just kind of did my best and what I thought deserved each spot. This set is great, but there are a couple problems with Zane's Battle Mech. It's not very sturdy, it's pretty flimsy. The build looks amazing, but it is pretty flimsy, and judging it by our new mechs that we are getting, it's just not the greatest out of all of these. It is great, like, don't get it wrong, but comparing it to the mechs that we're getting now, it's just not top tier. Nothing wrong with that for its time. It's amazing, and it still is a good set, but that's why I rated it lower than all the other sets. Now, next we have a set that I really want to get, and one of the only times that we got the Monastery of Spinjitzu in a actual, like, big set. We did get it one other time, but it was a very smaller set. Now, this one, I do want to grab and do a mock of making the actual whole monastery, or at least closing it in. I know I've seen a couple people do that, but this is obviously just a great set. I mean, you get a bunch of minifigures. Obviously, you get Wu again, so it's the second set that Wu comes in. And then you get the monastery. I mean, you really don't get better than that. There's not too much to say about it. This thing looks amazing. Obviously, we all wish that we had a bigger monastery, but this is the closest thing we've gotten so far from an official LEGO set, and it is pretty epic. Next is the Ultrasonic Raider. Now, I did a review of this set. I personally absolutely love this set and is one of my favorite Ultrasonic Raider. I saw a lot of people in the comments disagreed with me. Now, you say what you want, but I think this is a great, great vehicle. I think it's definitely better than the Monastery and Zane's Titan Mech. Definitely Zane's Titan Mech. The Monastery and this kind of go hand in hand, I feel like, for its size. But I think that this is better than the Monastery. You get a bunch of minifigures, and the build is absolutely amazing. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, if I overhype this setup, or if it's rated properly. Now next, obviously, we have the Destiny's Bounty. Let me know if this is a shocker or not. This is obviously top 3 of the Legacy line, but it's not 1, and it's definitely not 2. But it is absolutely amazing. Again, great minifigure selection. We get Mini Lloyd in it. Lord Garmadon, awesome. We get Samurai X and Nia, we get Wu. I mean, this is just a great set. The actual Destiny's Bounty looks amazing. I definitely want to get this one. I don't have it yet, and it looks amazing. It is a little bit on the smaller side, judging it by the pictures and comparisons. It's a little smaller than the other ones, but this thing looks amazing, and you just can't knock it. It has to be top 3. I don't know what else would be top 3. If it's not second, it's third, and if it's not third, it's second. It kind of goes hand in hand. Really, these top 4, because number 1, everybody knows what number 1 is going to be. But let's get right into number 2, which I gave the Ultra Dragon. I feel like this is pretty obvious. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, but I think the Ultra Dragon is just such an iconic build. I do have the original one. I don't have it built yet, but I mean, that's just a awesome, iconic Ninjago set that they brought back, just like a bunch of these. The Legacy line is absolutely amazing. I really think that they should do something like this again in the future. Obviously not anytime soon, but I think going back to these older sets, and maybe not even going back to these older sets, but making sets that people wanted from the older seasons would be a great thing to do, because there's a lot of sets that they did not make or maybe didn't do good enough job on, which is what Legacy was. They came back and upgraded them. Some of them didn't need any upgrades. Some of them didn't need to be revisited. And honestly, the Ultra Dragon is one of them, but they did a great job with this one. They did everything in their power to make this thing amazing, and I think they did a great job. But now, let's get into number 1, which I feel like everybody pretty much kind of knows exactly what that's going to be. Ninjago City Gardens. This thing's a beauty. I mean, I don't know really what you want me to say about it. Everyone knows about this set. It is absolutely incredible. They did a 10 out of 10 job. I'm going to get mine very, very soon before it gets super hard to get. I can't believe I don't have it yet, but I definitely need to get it because it's just amazing. I mean, the minifigures, the builds, the price isn't even that bad for it yet, and you get a ton out of this set. It is definitely worth the money until it's not, until you have to buy it for resale where it's like $400, $500, $600. It's just not worth that, in my opinion. No set's worth that. If it retails for something, you should try and get it for retail or pretty darn close. But that is going to be the end of my worst to best LEGO Ninjago Legacy line. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if some of these kind of surprised you guys, if you agree, if you disagree. I'm very curious. I always have people in the comments telling me I'm wrong and that I'm an idiot. So let me know what you guys think. I'm genuinely curious. And let me know if you stayed until the end or if you kind of knew exactly what number 1 was going to be. Thank you very much for watching, and make sure to check out some of my other videos. I have a lot of just like these. Thanks for watching.